Hello again, everyone. Todd Staruch, the Horror Nerd, here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival at the Showboat Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I am sitting here with Mr. Brad Greenquist, star of Pet Sematary, Star Trek Voyager, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, many other things. Brad, how are you?
I'm great. Having a great time here.
Fantastic. So the convention's been good for you so far?
Yeah. A lot of very, very friendly, sweet fans coming by. They're also grateful. It's really great. It's terrific.
Fantastic. Does it ever surprise you that after all this time, we fans still come out to stand in line to talk to you and get a signature?
Yeah, it does. It always surprises me. And it's always a great surprise. But, I don't know. Pet Sematary, when we made it, it was a low-budget horror movie. Just one of many jobs an actor takes to make a living, and it has this whole second life, which is amazing. I don't think any of us in the cast saw that coming, but it's great. It's great to have been part of something that is on the horror landscape, and has been for 30 years. That's pretty cool.
Sure, absolutely. It's one of my personal favorites, especially being just a huge Stephen King fan. And now the resurgence with the remake coming out in a few days. Being in the horror community, I know a lot of my brethren, take a dim view of remakes. I do not. To me, a movie is either good or it's not. What are your feelings? Do you have any feelings about the remake?
Oh, well, I'm very much looking forward to seeing it. I hope it's really good. I think it's a smart thing to do myself, because the Pet Sematary we made is firmly in that 1980s horror genre, and that's not the horror genre that is now, right? There are a lot of things that are different now. The horror movies right now don't have as much humor as the ones in the 80s. The 80s there was always some sort of campy humor in it, which Pascal, my character, provided a bit of, But that was the style then, and now horror movies are more like just driving, and not giving the audience any breathing room. That's the style now, and it doesn't mean one style is better than the other, not at all. That's what it is now. So I think it's great to have a remake of this story that can have many movies in it for today's audience, I think it's fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it.
I am too. It looks very creepy, so I am looking forward to it myself. We'll have to touch base and see what we thought about it.
Absolutely.
You obviously have done a lot of science fiction. We have an example here: it's Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Enterprise, Stargate SG1. Yeah. Is science fiction something you've always had an affinity for? I was a big fan I've been a big Star Trek fan since the beginning, since the original series. So it was great to have been on a number of Star Trek episodes, always playing. All of these aliens I played were brand new aliens. It was great. It was like a dream come true, as much as doing a movie like Pet Sematary. It's just great. That is very cool. I'm looking at this array, and being such a fan, I'm like, wow, that's almost every single one of them. And then Grimm was a favorite show of mine recently. My daughter and I loved it together because it was such an interesting take on fairy tale characters. Yeah. What was your experience like on that?
Oh, great fun. Well, I knew the producer, Jim Kauf. He had directed a film that I had done many years ago called, oh no, it wasn't that one. It was, I can't remember the name of it. It was with Tupac Shakur and James Earl Jones and Dennis Quaid. I remember all the actors' names. Anyway, he had directed that film, and so, I came up. I didn't realize that he was the producer and creator of the show, and I'm sitting waiting to go on, and he just plops himself down in front of me,
25 years later with this big grin on his face. And I was like, oh, Jim, how great is that? And it was a great shoot. It was a lot of fun. Everybody was very, very kind. Great story. But it was the last season, so I couldn't come back.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
What are you working on these days? Do you have any projects you're currently working on? What are you up to?
Yeah, I did a movie. I did a low-budget movie last year called Now Is Everything. I don't know what's happening with that. And then I did a big-budget movie, Call of the Wild, with Harrison Ford. Big CGI release. It'll open Christmas Day, 2019.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Brad, thank you so much for giving me a few minutes of your time. I truly appreciate speaking with you. Thank you again, and I hope you have a great rest of the weekend here at the convention.
Thank you. Thanks.
Brad Greenquist, everybody, here at New Jersey Horror Con and Film Festival, Showboat, Atlantic City, New Jersey, and we will see all of you in the next interview.